Alright, so let me brush through the select policies since I told you about both of them. Alright. How about let's do a 24-year-old male. Male. So the first thing I'll do is, if I'm talking about the select policy with them, is I'm going to say, alright, so what this is going to do, this is going to put a guaranteed $150,000 of guaranteed whole life coverage in place for your family. Now this means that from now into eternity, forever, for the rest of your life, no matter what, whenever you pass away, today, tomorrow, when you're 99 years old, this $150,000 is guaranteed to go to your family no matter what. And when it goes, it gets paid right to them, tax-free. So they don't have to pay any taxes on it either. A lot of people like to do this because it provides for estate planning as well, providing tax-free cash to the family. Now, with your select policy, this is the best policy that you could possibly qualify for. This is one of the best policies in the world, okay? And that's why I'm going over it with you. First of all, you're locked in for $150,000 whole life, and that's going to cover you for how long, Joe?
Forever.
For your whole life, right? So what that means is when you pass away, this will pay out to your family. You got to drill that into their head. Don't be afraid. Don't just tell them, hey, you get $150,000 when you die. No, you got to like really drill it into their head.
Let them understand that it's for your whole life.
Yeah, guaranteed. It's never going to go up, never going to go down. No one can take it away from you. Once you lock yourself in and you qualify, once you get qualified. Alright, once you enroll, as you pay your premiums, part of the money you pay every month is going to go towards the cost of insurance, but the other portion is actually going to get put into what's called cash value. Okay, and inside here, what the cash value is going to do is the cash value is going to earn guaranteed 4% interest for you. So every time you pay your premium every month, part of the premium is actually going to go towards cost of insurance. And what's that cost of insurance for? That's to pay to keep that death benefit in place. That's making sure that this $150,000 gets paid out to your family no matter what. So that's what that's for. But the other portion actually gets put into a cash value for you. So what it does over time, it earns 4% interest. The cash value at age 65 becomes available to you. You can actually take that cash out tax-free. Okay? Now, inside the policy, at age 65, let's see what the cash value would look like for you. And we did, what, a 24-year-old
24-year-old, you said.
So that would be how much cash in there, Joe? 61,000? So basically, Joe, from now until age 65, if you were to pass away, $150,000 gets paid out to your family. But you're now 65 years old. You're going to have an option. You're actually going to have $61,000 of tax-free cash available to you. Now at age 65, if you want, you can actually take this out tax-free and pretty much do whatever you want with it. But let's think about it. If you wanted to save up $61,000 of cash by the time you reached age 65, that's going to be how many years? How many more years is that? 41? Right?
41, right.
24 to 65 is what? 41 years. And if we take 61,200 divided by 41 years, that equals what?
About to 124.39 a month. So times that by 12 if you want to.
You'd have to save $1,492 a year from now until age 65. Well, also, if you wanted to do it monthly, you'd have to save $124 a month, each and every month from now until age 65. What do you think happens? What do you think the big problem is with being able to save $124 a month, Joe? What do you think members are having trouble with when they're trying to do that?
Well, you're able to save, but at times you probably need to take some of that money out because something comes up.
Exactly. And you know what happens. Anytime members or anytime anybody really gets one big chunk of money saved up, typically what happens? Life, right? Right? So anytime, it's tough to save money on a monthly basis. So anyways, what this is doing is when you reach age 65, you're going to have $61,200 of cash, which means from now until age 65, you'd have to save $1,492 a year, or $124 a month from now until age 65. So essentially, that's what's going towards your cash every single month. All right, but no matter what happens, if you die, your family gets $150,000. So if $124 a month is going towards your cash value, then what do you think the premium should be to help cover for costs of insurance as well? You guys follow me here?
Say that again.
Right?
Yeah, that's when you then check the.
So let's see what the premium is to be able to get you into the program here, Joe. Actually, holy cow, they're going to allow you to be able to lock in at $88.59 a month into this program. So every time you put an $88.59 in, it's like $124 is going towards your cash value. That's, geez, what's the difference there? 24 plus another 12 is what, 36?
Close to $40.
So every time you put $88 in, they'll throw another 36 into your cash value every month. Another thing you could show them is, well, let's think about it, Joe. If you put $88 a month into your policy from now until age 65, that's going to be what? So we're going to take 88 times 12 times, what, 41?
41.
Oops.
Clear up.
It's going to be 43,000. So from 24 to 65, you're going to put out of your own pocket $43,239.
96. But that's okay.
And think about it, Joe. If you put $43,000 into this policy from now until age 65, and you pass away at age 65, what's your family going to get?
$150,000.
$150,000 tax-free. So if you put 43 and your family gets $150,000, that's a win-win situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now on top of that, if you wanted to leave your family with $150,000, let's say when at age 65 you wanted to make sure you had $150,000 to go to your family when you died, how much would you have to save up? Well, geez, you probably have to save up about $150,000 to give them $150,000. This way, you only have to put in what?
43.
43. But on top of that, you have an option to access your cash value. And your cash value is worth $61,200. So if you put 43 in and take all 61 out, that's a difference of what? 18,000? So you put in 43, take 61 out, how much did you make? $18,000 tax-free. And let's say at age 65, you took that out, basically you're up $18,000 already. Now on top of that, a couple days go by, you spent all your money, and you pass away. What's your family going to receive? They're going to receive this $150,000 minus any cash you've taken out of your policy. So if you took $61,000 out, how much would they receive? Was that $89,000?
Yeah, something like that.
They'll receive $89,000 tax-free. So wait a minute, hold up. In this whole scenario, if you really think about it, you just made $18,000 to have your family protected with $150,000 until you reach age 65. And then, if you passed away after 65, you're giving them 89,000. So you made 18,000 for two things. First of all, to get your family protected from age 24 to 65, what did it cost you to do that?
43,000.
Actually, it
Oh,
didn't cost you anything. You made $18,000 to do that, right?
They didn't.
Because at age 65,
You took that money.
if you take that money out now, you're going to leave them with $89,000. So what did it cost you to leave your family with $89,000? Nothing.
Nothing.
You got paid
You got
$18,000.
paid- You got paid $18,000 to leave your family $89,000.
Yep. But the most important thing is from now until 65, what are you covered for though?
150.
150,000. But hey Joe, you're not going to need all 150 when you're 65.
You got to
right?
go out and get yourself a little toy.
You think, well, until 165, I need a lot of coverage. But once I reach 65, the kids are moved out. They better be. The house should be paid off. It better be. Hopefully my debts are down, right? I don't need all this coverage anymore. So I can take my cash out and still leave them with 89,000.
That's where he gets his red Corvette.
There you go.
That's
Go
what
through the midlife crisis. You go get the go to Hair Club for Men, get the red Corvette, and you'll be back in action, man.
That's how I convinced that dude to up his whole life coverage because he only had the 27-year-old.
Showing them the cash.
I didn't show him it, but I told him, I said, that gets cash value and it's 65, because he liked to buy trucks, he liked to work on trucks and stuff. And he had like this big crazy, I've never even seen a pickup truck like this before. Like, you want to talk about a heavy duty truck.
You'll see everything you can possibly
And he was
see
like,
out there.
and I was like, dude, if you think, I was like, dude, you're gonna get a cash value and you want to get a little toy at 65, you should get your little toy, and your family will still get a significant death benefit. And he was like, oh, I see what you're saying now.
Now think about this. The
I
cash
didn't
that
show
you pull out of here, when you pull this cash out, how does it come to you? Tax free.
Mm-hmm.
Tax free, right? So
At 65.
well, tax free period.
So if I take that.
Tax free period.
Okay, so even
Tax
if,
free period. Doesn't matter. Before or after. After 3 years, cash value builds in your policy. After 3 years, cash value builds. So up until 3 years, there's no cash to
Yeah.
access. But after that, 3 years and 1 month, if you have $20 of cash in there,
you don't have to claim that on your income tax?
nope. The only time you ever have to claim the cash that you pull out of a life insurance policy on your taxes is if I took all $61,000 of cash out of this policy and then I let it lapse. That means I'm no longer borrowing life insurance against the life insurance policy.
Mhm.
If you borrow the cash from a policy, it's tax free. But if I borrow the cash from a policy and then the policy's no longer there, I'm not borrowing it
You're not
against
borrowing
anything.
anymore, yeah.
I took it. So what I have to do is I have to pay taxes on the difference of what I paid and what I took out. It's the only time you have to.
Okay,
59.5 doesn't matter, 100,
Okay.
none of that stuff
Yeah,
matters.
as long as you're still paying the $88.59 a month,
As long as you pay the premium, you don't have to worry about
it's
that.
tax free.
Yeah. Now think about this. Why is it advantageous to take out money to have tax-free cash available at retirement? Well, where's most retirements going these days? If you sit down with most people in retirement or anybody who's about to retire, ask them, where are you going to get your income from? Well, where's their income coming from? Social Security,
any
pensions,
pensions.
401ks, annuities, traditional IRAs. And when you pull money out of all these, if you pull money out of an IRA, a 401k, a pension, after a certain amount, Social Security, you have to pay taxes on that, right? Income taxes. Well, the baby boomers all hitting retirement right now. A lot of speculation. And if you think about taxes and in the future, which way do you think taxes are going to go in the future? Which way do you think government are going to make taxes go? Probably up, right? If you're a betting man, most people are probably going to bet on taxes going up, you know? So if taxes go up and all of our money is in the taxable area, what's going to happen? We're going to have to pull more money out of our portfolios in order to cover our living costs. Does that make sense? Because now instead of every $100 we take out of our portfolio, like 20 going to the government, now 25 goes to the government. So we have to pull more money out in order to make up that difference. Or lower our living conditions, lower our standard of living. So by having money positioned into a tax-free area, what it does, it gives you control and flexibility. Imagine this. I'm in 65, the government decides to raise taxes on me, I need to pull out a certain money out of my portfolio in order to live. Well, if the government raises taxes on me, then I'm not going to have to pull all my money from this taxable area, because I'll have some tax-free cash to play with. So I'll be able to pull a little bit from a tax-free area and a little bit from the taxable area, and I'll have control. Now on the flip side, if the government lowers taxes, well then I'll let my tax-free side grow. I won't touch that.
Exactly.
And I'll just pull from the taxable area since taxes are already low. But what it's going to do is we don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to be subject to being controlled by the government. I want to be in control. So a lot of people talk about being diverse and having to, you ever hear people saying like, diversified portfolio, I want to have diverse. Well, what they're talking about is their investments, but what a lot of people forget to talk about is being diversified from a tax standpoint. Okay, and this puts you in control. It gives you flexibility, and they actually call it the being control of your taxes. Okay, so does that make sense? All right, that's just a little side note. You could explain that to somebody who's like maybe like a teacher or somebody who would really understand that. I have a whole demonstration on how the taxes work for different investments and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna go into that right now.